Last time on Sealed Only Sunday.
Vespacious. Yeah! Last pack magic. Let's go. It's at least something. IP Masquerena. Oh shit, a forbidden droplet. Yo, that's a fucking secret rare if I've ever seen one. I'm dying. Ah, yes, and once again, we return to Sealed Only Sunday. Holy crap, we have a deck on our hands at this point. Now, for the second week in a row, we have literally been a contender for topping the Lupine Weekly, which is, kind of insane. Honestly, swapping over from Dragon Link was probably the correct decision, because Chaos has so much support. Just unfortunately, it's a bit harder to find than it is for dragons themselves, but I digress. This week, we've got a bunch of supporters yet again showing their support, I guess. We've got Mothman himself claiming a double down without a listed challenge yet. That's ominous. We've got Rune yet again taking a patron pack, this time giving us the 2021 Megatins. Interesting. We've got Rene claiming a money match at the end of this episode, so that's terrifying. And we've got Danish Chris once again using his powers, this time claiming a gift of power, meaning we've gained ourselves a second start ship to our total, now totaling 2. With all that blubber out of the way, I will go over the sell box that I did the other week, because I didn't send it at the end of the episode because I needed some time to think about what I actually wanted to sell, but I have come up with a small list of cards that I'd like to get rid of. Here it is. The Collector's Rare Stardust Dragon has finally seen its time to go, along with the 2 relinquished animas, our Alimbertion that we used in the early episodes, the second Pot of Extravagance that we've pulled, and a Gold Rare Dark Magician. It totals to around 6,050 DP, which is taken, honestly. It can't exactly get worse. We'll take that as well as our 3,600 weekly income, and we're gonna head over to the store where we know for sure this week we're getting the 2021 tins as at least something. But honestly, what we're really looking for is a Synchro 6 that isn't a tuner. There are quite a few of those available in sets, and any of them will do. Alright, away we go. Ooh, this is actually quite an interesting shop we have this week, because of one pack. Machine Revolutionists Rejoice, I guess. Infinity Chasers has actually shown up for the first time. I can't believe it's honestly taken this long. We've hit almost every other set except this one. Actually, no, that's a lie. We've missed like 30-something sets, but I digress. Infinity Chasers has shown up for the first time, which hosts every single machine support card in the known universe. Unfortunately, we need a lot of them to make it work. Like, a lot of them. We need to invest almost our entire budget to make sure we get them, and even if we did, we don't have Ancient Gear Box. Box is kind of the one card that really makes the deck tick, as it acts as a freelance search in your combo, and without it, we aren't really able to get anywhere. I don't think we have Anger Knuckle either, actually. If we had those two, it might have been worth investing into it, because we probably could have built a realistic machine core. We're also missing stuff like the trains. Yeah, it probably isn't on the menu this time around, unfortunately. We are, however, looking at one particular product that we kind of need to get. Premium Gold, Infinite Gold. Really weird set, to be honest, because there isn't exactly much in it for the strategy that we're playing, except for 2 specific cards. We have number 38, Hope Harbinger, in there, as well as Stardust Charge Warrior. Stardust Charge Warrior is a Synchro 6 that allows us to draw a card and would allow us to go into our dragon, whatever the name of it is. I'm stupid right now. That would be perfect. Ghosts from the Past is another alternative, simply because it hosts some of the cards that we need to pick up for a different strategy, being the Phantom Thieves and rank 4 spam in general, and then we have the 2021 tins, at a discount no less. These were really cheap to begin with, actually. I'm surprised. They're not that expensive. Unfortunately, even though it hosts some of the best archetypes in the current metagame, we're not building any of them. The cards in there that we could actually have use for would be like Triple Tactics Talent, Crossout Designator, and possibly Ice Dragon's Prison, but not really much else, which is really unfortunate. So what we're gonna go ahead and do, simply because I think we can do so, we're going to pick up 3 boxes of Premium Gold Infinite Gold for 9,000, and for the remaining 3,400-ish, we're gonna pick up 3 2021 tins, just to see if we can get some of the money cards from there. That sound about good? Perfect. Let's head over and open those packs. We're not making any upgrades today, because I'm saving up for the 3-star upgrade from Todd. Yeah, let's go open some packs. Alright then, here we are. We are going to be opening 9 packs of the 2021 tins and 9 packs of Infinite Gold. We gotta hope for the best here. The 2021 tins, again, don't necessarily have anything that we need, more so nice additions that might be able to bolster strategies down the line, which is why I chose to pick them up. Let's begin. Wind Pegasus ad Ignister, Paralis Empress of Blossoms, Doyon ad Ignister, Witchcrafter Patronus, Torpedo Takedown, Marincis Great Bubble Reef is nice, Rookie for Hire, The Gluttonous Whatever, Raiders Unbreakable Mind, Rose Girl, Tri-Brigade Standoff, Melfi Caddy. We are going into the rares. We got a Fan, we got a Knights of Stained Greaves, Thunderhand, King Beast Barbaros, Picari ad Ignister, and a Dogmatica Ecclesia. Oh, Dogmatic Ecclesia is actually kind of interesting. I don't think we can necessarily use Ecclesia that well because we are super reliant on the extra deck, but having access to one is really nice. Pack 2. Diced Dice, AIQ, Witchcrafter Unveiling, Deep Sea Minstrel, Gookie Destroy Ogre, Link Burst, Linker Bell, Crimson Resonator, Disposable Learner Device, 1 or 8, Jacobolin, Gusari ad Ignister. Raider's Wing is super interesting because if we are going to play a rank 4 spam deck at some point, we're going to need to use it because it basically detaches one material from any Exceed monster to summon itself. Noctivision Dragon that we already have, Adamancipator Seeker, Dogmatica Theo, Torn Scale, and Ravia Lord of Phantasms Shimmering Scraper. That one is terrible. Terrible, but having a Torn Scale is really nice because we do have some Phantom Knights sitting around. Neat. Alright. Trasdacia, Capricious Dark Lord, Deep Sea Minstrel, Red Familiar, Magical Broker, Gachiri ad Ignister, Kiri Curse. Penguin Brave is interesting because that is a Synchro 6. If we do not find another one, that's a possible summon, I think. If it needs a water monster, then we're fucked. Marin says, Baisalama, T-A-I Strike, Dogmaticism, Infernity Doom Archfiend is also a rank 6, or level 6, I believe, whatever. Phantom Knight's rank up magic force is really good. Artillery Catapult Turtle, Deep Sea Aria. Dogmatica Fleur-de-Lis, we now have both the Dogmaticas. Fallen of Albaz, and Virtual World Lao Lao. Ooh, we have a small Dogmatica package. Neat. Rookie for Hire, Torpedo Takedown, Speedroid Block and Roll, Proxy F Magician, Infernoble Knight Uyghur, Execution of the Contract, Deep Sea Artisan, Goki Iron Claw, Rika Queen Strenna, Melfi Puppy, Mercilessly Whatever Destruction, Dark Lord Uprising, Sales Pitch, Infernoble Knight Arms Joyous, Performapel Turn Trooper, Ariel, AI Contact, and Tri-Brigade Feyurite of the Barren Blossom. Ariel is a card we have used so many times. I'm happy to see it, even though we have no use for it in this series. Pack 5, I believe. T.I. Strike, Adamancipator Crystal Reptite, Ravenous Crocodile, Archip Whatever actually became a common in this set, which is interesting. Magisolania, Dark Lord Nurgal, Nation, another Penguin Brave, Transcicada, Battle Survivor, Fury of the Kairushin, Raid Raptor's Phantom Knight Claw, Lantern Shark, the Kowloon, Armory Call, Magical Hound, Piercing the Darkness. Adamancipator Risen Dragite is actually a synchro I think we can make. And Drytron Zeta Aldebra. That is the Dragite specifically is a card that I used to use in my Mermail deck. That's pretty good. Alright. Pack 6, Torpedo Takedown, Gookie Iron Claw, Dragoon Lamp, Gluttonous Whatever, Melfi Hide and Seek, Joyous Melfis, Rose Girl, Infernoble Knight Uyghur, Bellcat Fighter, Gookie Guts, Adamancipator Laptitude, another Crocodragon, Speedroid Card Turbo. Heavy Forward is a machine support card that we really need to find in case we want to pivot back into machine, so having one of those is not bad. Artillery Catapult Turtle, another Torn Scale, Gigi, and Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames. We have 2 Torn Scales now. We could almost make a Phantom Knight deck at this point. Alright, pack 7. Leonite, AI Love Fusion, Speedoid Rock and Roll, Gluttonous Whatever, Dragoon Lamp, Goki Iron Claw, Soldier Gaia the Fierce Knight, Blizzard, Melfi Playhouse, Junk Sleep, Code Talker Inverted, Rock Band Xeno Guitar, Airborne Assault, a Catapult Turtle, Infernoble Knight Arms Ujoyu, whatever, Picari Ad Ignister, Dogmatic and Nexus, and another Seda Aldebra. None of those are really great. We have 2 more packs of this to go, so we'll just bash through it. Junk Sleep, whatever that is, Gazari Ad Ignister, Lifeless Leaffish, AI Shadow, Link Burst, Rock Band Xeno Guitar, Tei Strike, Disposable Learner Device, Awakening of the Possessed, the Green One, Witchcrafter Unveiling, Pinaris, Empress of Blossoms, Virtual World Beast Juju, Super Heavy Samurai whatever Makashi, Catapult Turtle, Dogmatic and Nexus, AI Contact, and Tri-Brigade Fractal. Can't really use that without the other Tri-Brigades. Okay, last 2021 pack here. Transcicada, Doyon Ad Ignister, Daruma Dropper, Blizzard, Squeak Knight, I love that card, Gazari Ad Ignister, another Penguin Brave, Marinsis Baisalama, Speedroid Rock and Roll, Cold Talker Inverted, Horns of Quilfant, Melfi Puppy, Virtual World Long Long, Warning Point, oof, Arc Rebellion Exceed Dragon is a card we need if we want to play Phantom Knights, so there we go. Gravedigger's Trap Hole, a second copy is not terrible either. Rishadal Wendy, and Sky Striker Ace Rose for our final pack of 2021 tins. A bit disappointing that we didn't get any of the staple cards in there, but to be honest, 2 Torn Scales is really good going forward. Right, let's do our Infinite Gold packs. This is where it all comes downhill. We've got 9 packs of this, and it is important that we get one specific piece. Best of luck. Norted the Mortal Leader, whatever that is. That is a Libic, Malbranchi of the Burning Abyss, Firehand, and Blackhorn of Heaven. Not good. Pack 2. Abyss Dweller is really good. I will happily take that. Fire Lake of the Burning Abyss, Norita the Moral Leader, Dark Advance, and Deep Dark Trap Hole. Galaxy Cyclone, Collab Malbranch of the Burning Abyss, Arcanite Magician, Cosmo Town, and Firehand. Damn, this is not looking good. Seer. Damn, Mask Change. Castell is also really good, actually. Junk Karibo and Cosmo Town. We're over halfway through. Digzugo, King of Heavy Industry. Maxi, a card we'll never be able to use. Reasoning. Number 37, Hope Woman, Dragon Spider Shark, and Horn of Heaven. No. We got Ignis Terpominus, the Blasting Draco Slayer. Mistake. Dark Mirror Force, Grand Horn of Heaven, and Anmargar the Fiendish Monarch. No. Libic. Breakthrough Skill is okay. Gaga Cowboy is interesting too. Cosmodole Wicked Witch, and Void Trap Hole. Second to last pack. Rubik. Daigusto Emerald is also interesting. The Terminus of Burning Abyss, Phantom Knights of Dark Gauntlets, and Deep Dark Trap Hole. And for the last pack, Daigusto Emerald, Reasoning, Storming Mirror Force, Cosmo Good Witch, and Cosmo Light Sword. Dang, that's unfortunate. So we don't really get a Synchro 6 I think we can summon. I do have to look through to see whether or not we can summon any of them. But having access to Abyss Dweller now is actually really good, because that is a card we can very easily make on our end board, so we're not exactly going to complain about it. It's what we've got. That's all there is. Let's save this to our collection, and I'll see you in the deck build. Right, so unbeknownst to me, I actually didn't look through my pulls very well, because I didn't see that we actually did get a level 6 that we can use. I was going to use Penguin Brave at first because that is something we can summon, but we don't have to. We got a virtual world that actually has a beneficial effect. This is what we're playing this week. There are no major changes here. We've gone down 1 card in the main deck and swapped around some things in the extra deck because we can now facilitate using Crystal Wing. Crystal Wing can be summoned if we manage to get Halqifibrax out. Halqifibrax will search the Plague Spreader Zombie, and then we just need a level 4, and after that we need a card in hand, which we should be able to have in order to get Crystal Wing, which is just a really good monster. It's really good for us. It does a lot of the things that we need it to do, so why not? Now we're really just missing something like Appaloosa to really get this deck going, but I digress. We should be happy with what we have. On the topic of that, Mothman was supposed to issue a challenge today with a double down. He has yet to get back to me. So there won't be a challenge this week. Instead, I get to make fun of him for forgetting. Ha! Yep, that's all I really got to say this time. We're gonna head into the duels and, try our best. Round 1 is going to be over in a flash. We're going up against J-Chip playing Sub-Terra Dragoon. We fizzle all of our mills going first. We get Dragoon summoned and lose game 1. Game number 2, we actually managed to get somewhat of an end board again, going for the mills that we actually hit this time. Although our end board isn't exactly great. We managed to get Crystal Wing on board, but that's about it. We get Mystic Mind for a couple of turns, and then... yeah. There he is again. Great. So for round number 2, we yet again go up against Mothman, and... alright, well, game number 2, I guess. What could possibly go wrong? So with that absolutely horrible experience out of the way, we go into round 3 playing against what appears to be the Cyberdark structure decks. I'm not entirely certain, to be honest, but that's my best guess. We are, however, able to go into our new combo now, managing to get Hunky Fibrax onto the board and getting Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon on field with a Gamma in hand, which is about as good as we can do. Cyber Dragon's going to be special summoned, but nothing else is going to happen here, which is okay. We draw Lila back from our previous turn, we use it to pop the back row, and we go in to swing a bit. Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, of course, gains the attack of anything that's higher than level 5. There's a Hers that gets activated, which we choose to negate, and then simply pass back turn. The 3 Cyber Darks in hand there are not going to do a lot, but a Cyber Emergency is pretty good. It's going to search for the core. Core is going to be normal summon, and the effect is going to be activated, to which we are going to negate it immediately, which ends the game. Going into game number 2, then, we are yet again forced to go first, and I actually sided for going second. We go for the Raiden. Raiden fizzles, of course, but we do have the Foolish Burial in hand to get ourselves a Wolf. We are going to go into our Chaos Dragon and find a Wolf and a bunch of Gammas. At the very least, the Wolf does get summoned, and we're able now to use our Chaos Dragon Levianeer in order to get a Rocket Tracer on board, simply because we can dump it using Chaos Valkyria, which is a really neat combo. This way, we are once again able to actually get into our Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon here, as well as a Griffin this time around, so it's not terrible. We go for the Cyber Emergency here, going for Core, and Core, of course, we're going to negate immediately, and that is going to lead off the Cyber Dark shenanigans. Now, Cyber Darks, for those that haven't watched any other Yu-Gi-Oh! Content creator in the last couple of weeks, would know that Cyber Darks all rely on equipping themselves to one another in order to gain effects. Basically speaking, as long as you don't let your opponent equip them, they can't really do much. Here, he's not able to get enough attack onto his Cyber Dark even after equipping to actually trigger an effect, so we're able to simply beat it over and negate the effect of the equipped monster. Which is great, because this means we are able to beat over just about everything. We set a card and pass, and now no matter what he chooses to summon, we can negate it just to make sure he can't equip anything, because that's when the fusion deck goes live for them, and that's terrifying and yada yada. Effects are going to pop off. Here comes the equip, which we choose to negate, of course, which basically ends the turn. Perfect. We draw Fearless for turn, which is not perfect, but we do flip over our Rocket Tracer this time just to go in for a bunch of damage, and we do, passing the turn back, and there's going to be one hell of a turn to come out of this one. It doesn't look like there is one, Chief. The normal summon again gets negated because we do not like equip spells, and that spells the end of round 3, and we take a win. Now, it doesn't matter if we seem to be placing high or low on the tables, running into Mothwoman and Grand Maju seems like a staple for this series at this point. This time around, we actually do know what's up, as we always do, and we put our Beezle into defense position, as that's about everything we can do. However, there is a lot going on in this game, but I've chosen to speed it up anyway, as we get Mystic Mind yet again. Mystic Mind being an incredibly strong tool, but not against the newly drawn Imperial Order. Out of nowhere, we do summon everything we got, flipping the Imperial Order, which is going to negate the Mystic Mind, going full combo, I guess, here. Going in for as much damage as possible, negating the Battle Fader, punching in for a massive amount of damage, and at this point, there ain't much you can do to this, Chief. Turning off the spells against Grand Maju is terrifying, as you can't get any life points, can't do anything. We take game 1. With game 2 on our hands, we're once again staring down the might of Grand Maju, now choosing to go first. Strange. We do get a Twin Twister for the back row, which turns out to be evenly matched, of course. We managed to not really find anything and we're about to get punched in the face. Banishing everything, going for an 11k Grand Maju here, either means going to get rid of our back row, but we do have a quick launch that manages to protect us for 1 turn, and 1 turn is all we need as we draw Solar Recharge. Solar Recharge draws us into Levianeer, which manages to blow up the board. We go for the Chaos Base, getting Valkyria, banishing it to draw the Chaos Creator, which is the best possible card here. We got a Rocket Tracer out, we go for the Halki Firebrax, we go for the thing. You know where this is going. Bang into Boral Sword. I forget that Levianeer can't attack the turn it does this, so I'm stuck now. But there's nothing they can do because they can't summon Eater of Millions, and Grand Maju's just gonna get swapped to defense position. Yeah! Well, that could have certainly gone better. It could have also certainly gone worse, but it's really irritating that we lost the first 2 rounds to Dragoon alone. We have 1 real out to Dragoon in game 1, which is Forbidden Droplets, and then we have, I don't know, we have the Kaiju, I guess. It still really sucks, and it gets on my nerves, because I know how good Dragoon is, and the fact we can't play around it yet just frustrates me. 2-2 is the weak scores. It's kind of whatever. It could have been 4-0 if Dragoon wasn't the thing we had to deal with, but I don't know, I shouldn't get salty over this. Regardless, we of course have 1 more duel left to go today. We have a money match, but first, here are the week's rewards. 300. It ain't a lot, Chief, but it is what we'll have to deal with. It does push us just over the threshold to save a card, however, should we lose this money match, so I suppose it is well and good. Let's head over to the money match to see exactly what's gonna go down. And so, for today's money match, we're playing up against Rene, who decided to join my game with the least YouTube-appropriate username ever, and has therefore been censored. We're playing up against full-power E-heroes here, which is just about as bad as you expect. We do manage to gamma the Stratos, hoping that the Ferris is not in hand, but of course, the Ferris was in hand the entire time. This, of course, is going to start off the entire hero combo, which we are going to be able to do very little about, to be honest. Anyone that has watched Heroes in the last year basically knows where this is going. It's going to be an end board with Malicious, gonna sit there with their high attack and non-destruction effects, hoping they can survive the turn. Dark Calling, of course, gets activated, which brings out Malicious, but then Dark Calling and Malicious too. Kind of interesting, ending on a Cross Crusader as well, blowing up our board, which we don't necessarily care about. We go for the Chaos Space here, going into Chaos Valkyria, because we do need the card in order to draw another one, which draws us Rhoda. Rhoda, of course, is going to find us Raiden, which we're going to summon, milling 2. We hit nothing, going for the Chaos Ruler, and finding absolutely nothing. Great. We grab ourselves a Rocket Tracer, but this is going to allow us to, at the very least, go into our Levianeer, blowing up 2 cards on board, and then I do attack into one of the Maliciouses because I do need the Chaos Dragon in the grave, because I need more dark targets. Here's the thing, though. It doesn't end up mattering too much, because on the next turn we draw ourselves another Rocket Tracer, meaning we can now activate Seifert, bringing back the Chaos Dragon Levianeer. Now we're going to be able to banish a bunch of cards, and I didn't have enough darks anyway, because I had to rethink my plans, so we decide to go into Halki Firebrax, going into Unicorn, getting rid of one of them. At this point, we can also go Levianeer, which will summon about 1 card being the Plague Spreader. At this point, the only thing we can make is Griffin, so we're just gonna do Griffin, I guess. At this point, we, of course, get punched in the face with an honest Neos of all things. God damn. Okay, we're now really dangerous here. Playing on the low life points, but we draw a Charge of the Light Brigade, which is actually really good. We go for the Lumina. Lumina, of course, is going to get rid of Lila to summon Lila. I don't know why I did that. Haha, I lied. I know exactly why I did that. Because I have Plague Spreader, which goes into our Virtual World Juju, which can actually send cards to the graveyard, which unironically saves us here. We get Dynatagged for another 1,000, meaning we're now super low on life points. But they need to top deck something, and Fusion Destiny is not it. That's not going to be able to do it. We draw an Impermanence for turn, which is pretty good. We're going to discard it for a Raiden, though. Raiden is going to go ahead and mill 3, not get anything. We summon Mikkel, just kind of because we can. Punching in for the 1-turn clock here. Also milling 2 Wolves in the end step, which is kind of sad. I needed those earlier. That's not going to do it, and we actually take Game 1 victory. Wow. Game number 2, though. Our starting hand now is still decent. They go for the Stratos yet again. We are going to hit it with the Infinite Impermanence, simply because we do not want Stratos on the field, but Adjusted Gold is going to search Dark Calling anyway. Fusion Destiny gets activated, which is going to bring out the Edge, I believe it is. I never remember E-Heroes, come on. Ferris gets added to hand. Ferris activates its effect. Ferris does Ferris things, brings out Increase. Increase, of course, going onto the field to bring out Vion. Vion is just whatever. Hi, I'm Vion, sending in a Liquid Soldier this time. Malicious gets summoned, going into the Cross Crusader. Cross Crusader tries to bring back Malicious, which we negate, but Dark Calling is already in hand, so there's not much we can do. Dread Decimator and the Scythe one that I don't remember the name of gets brought out. And at this point, our hand is not nearly good enough to deal with this. We go for the Solar Recharge to draw 2. It's still not really good enough here. We go for the Raiden, missing our mills, going into Mikhail to banish the Malicious Bane, punching over the Scythe Man, then sending 4 Light Swords back into the deck to gain 1200. But that's about as much as we can do this turn, because we need one more turn to survive, and unfortunately, that's not what we'll get, because there's Stratos. Honest Neos gets searched, and that's the game. And so, we go into the all-important Game 3, and it's not looking great, to be honest. We have to go for the normal Rocket play here, normal summoning Rocket Tracer, trying to get out, at the very least, 1 negate, because it's legitimately the only thing we can do here. So we do exactly that, going into a Borreload Savage Dragon that we usually do, equipping it with the Striker Dragon, setting to pass. Now, I'm about to make the biggest mistake of this entire duel in just a moment here. Stratos is going to get summoned and search a hero, which we hit with Impermanence. Now, remember the Impermanence column here, because it does get important. Fusion Destiny is going to bring out Dominance, and here I negate something in the Imperm column. Like a goddamn dumbass. That should already have been negated, and Dark Calling is what I should have negated normally. This play here is going to cost me the game, because if I had the negate there, the Dark Calling would not have gone off, and I would have been able to win this turn. That's what I get for being stupid. However, we now have to go on the defensive going into Beazle, because Beazle is Beazle, which is pretty good against E-Heroes, actually, because they don't have a lot of, like, banish effects or bounce effects in their deck. They mostly just punch face. We are able to live a turn thanks to this, but thanks to the fact that we now have to be defensive, it's not great. We do punch over the Scythe Man once again here, now destroying it this time despite milling a card. However, Dynatag. Dynatag is, I think it's Dynatag at least, is really scary, and we get the, I don't remember what the name of the Slasher Man is, but it's kind of bad. We do draw a charge of the Light Brigade here, which we have to use in order to find Lila. We do get a Wolf onto the board. We go for the Lila, destroying the field spell, but since we can't get rid of Malicious Bane, there is not a lot we can do, but we do have Juju, so we do exactly that. Ha 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 ha. We then destroy the field entirely, now being in a very advantageous position, but this is Heroes. One card changes everything. And Stratos is just the card to do it. Stratos top decking here is going to allow full combo yet again with Adjusted Gold and being able to find an Honest Neos, which now with Wolf in attack position is just enough to win the game, unfortunately. Here comes the Honest Neos, then the second Adjusted Golden Hand brings out the Dark Calling. Dark Calling is going to be activating using the materials for Malicious Bane, going into the Dread Decimator, activating it on Malicious Bane, and that, my friends, is game. Damn, so close. Well, such be the way of things. That was incredibly close, though, I'll tell you what. Honestly, I didn't think we'd have even a chance standing up against full power heroes, but we actually kind of did. We lost the game to a top deck Stratos, and you know what? I'll take it. We are going to pay the 500, of course, to protect whatever card was supposed to be ripped, leaving us at 95, which is not a lot. I yet again haven't actually checked the value of our collection in a while, so I'm going to be doing that off screen, and you'll see it at the beginning of the next episode, similar to how you did this one. Editing takes a lot of time, man, but if you'd like to support me when I do so, there is the Patreon and YouTube memberships where you, yes you, have the chance to manipulate this series to where you want it to be, alongside a couple of other fun benefits you might find interesting. Now, as always, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that YouTube bullshit to once again bring the analytics on my side. And as always, remember to stay safe out there.